We turn now to Egypt, where a massive demonstration is underway in Cairo's Tahrir Square. It's been 5 months since the uprising that led to the fall of former President Hosni Mubarak, and many Egyptians say few of its goals have been met. In Suez on Monday, riots were sparked by a court order to release 7 policemen charged with killing demonstrators. On Tuesday, the courts acquitted 3 former government ministers over corruption allegations.
Activists and political groups, including the Muslim Brotherhood, have called for more than 1 million people to protest today in Tahrir Square. It could be the biggest Friday protest yet since the uprising. For more, we go to Tahrir, where Democracy Now! Correspondent Sharif Abdel Kouddous is joining us live. Hi, Sharif. What is happening right now?
Hi, Amy. It's good to be with you. Amy, today is possibly the biggest protest since the 18-day uprising. Tahrir Square is absolutely filled to the gills. There are tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people here who have gathered today to call to protect the revolution and to continue its goals. Many feel that the direction of the country 5 months after Hosni Mubarak was toppled is going the wrong direction. The head of the Mubarak regime, Hosni Mubarak, his sons, the senior leadership were all gone, but many feel that the body and the soul of the former regime still remains. And this is the reason this is so big today is that there's been issues that have been really building and have boiled over in the last few weeks. This began really with the postponement of the trial of Habib al-Adli for the killing of protesters in the 18-day uprising. His trial was postponed, and that sparked clashes outside the courtroom where the families of martyrs killed in the revolution had gathered. They're not even allowed. They clashed with police outside, and this issue of justice and accountability continued to go on. 2 days after that postponement, families of martyrs were reportedly beaten and arrested by police at a theater here in Cairo, and that sparked clashes with thousands of protesters against Tahrir Square and faced off with central security forces. More than 1,000 people were injured. The police resorted to the same brutal tactics that they have used in the past under Mubarak. They used rubber bullets and tear gas. Some human rights groups documented the use of live ammunition. Over 1,000 people were injured. So people are calling for justice. They're calling for accountability of former regime members. People are calling for a reform of the police forces and the purging of the security forces of known human rights abusers, many of whom are still operating with impunity. It's really unbelievable that not one person, not one police officer is in prison for the killing of nearly 850 people during the uprising 5 months ago. Only one police officer has been convicted in absentia, but no one else. And this really began escalating again, as you mentioned, in the run-up in Suez just a few days ago. Suez is really the scene of some of the most violent clashes with police when the revolution first began, and that's where the first person killed was on January 25th. The trial of 7 police officers in Suez accused of killing protesters was postponed until September, and the 7 police officers were free to go on bail. This sparked outrage by the families, by protesters outside. They clashed with police, and they have been occupying a square in Suez, a square called Tahrir Square, for the past 4 days. And then on Tuesday of this week, a criminal court acquitted the former information minister, and SSG, and the former finance minister, Yusuf Boutros-Ghali, on corruption charges. So it's all of these things have culminated, and people are worried that ex-officials are going to receive light sentences. And as this happens, as we've spoken on Democracy Now! Before, more than 6,000 civilians have been tried and convicted in military courts. So there's a growing sentiment that the revolution is being stolen from beneath people's feet here.